endeavors, whatever that is. It must be something good, I'm guessing. And she's a board member, she's a co-chair, she's an everything girl. Let's bring her up, Debbie Regent.
Thank you.
Go, Debbie!
Hold on, I got my cliff notes. Just a second. All right. Hello, B'nai Aviv! So happy to be here. First of all, I'm so glad you all made it and figured out when to show up. Because if you saw the original flyer, it said comedy night after Havdalah. Now, some people were confused. Am I the only one that doesn't keep time by Jewish prayers? I mean, can you imagine if someone says, meet me for lunch before Mincha? I mean, what are we in Crown Heights or something? So you figured out when to come. I'm really happy. So we had a meeting, the talent, about a month ago to discuss tonight. And I was a little bit skeptical when they said a B'nai Aviv comedy night. What are we going to get here? And so I walk in and I see the talent. I see Alan Ross. I'm like, Alan Ross is funny? did you know him when he was executive director? I mean, those were not funny times. He wasn't really throwing out one-liners then. Now he's happily retired. So he's pretty funny. And then I see a little old lady, very old. How old do you say she was? She was so old. She remembers when the Dead Sea was just sick. Very old. All right, so meanwhile, she's very funny too. She's coming up later. I love you, Arlene. So we're there and we're discussing what are the rules for a synagogue comedy night. What's the etiquette? So can you say certain words? Can you say the F word? Which, by the way, I want you to know that the rabbi, who's not here, but he gave me his. Hold on a second. All of these here. No, I'm kidding. So, giving me the hecture on this one. So, we made up a few rules about the etiquette, and I made a little ditty. I'm going to sing for you, sung to the tune of Shabbat Shalom for Synagogue Comedy Night Rules. Here we go. Okay. You can say shtup. You can't say fuck. You can't say prick, but you can sure say schmuck. You can say tits. Ass can be heard, but please refrain from saying the C word. Hey! Of my act. That is the rule. So those are the words we can say. All right. So anyway, so I'm really thrilled to be here, especially amongst my people, because as many of you know, I have recently left the Jewish work world for the world of the Gentiles, and it's been a bit of a culture shock. I went from my board being Schwartz, Cohen, and Goldstein to McDonald, Hughes, and Jones. My big holiday party is no longer latkes and vodka, it's mistletoe and martini. But you know what, I'm adjusting. You know what I love about Jewish people and our being Jewish is we have structure. The Gentiles not so much. The Goyim, they die, they put them in the refrigerator, they display them at a party, they get drunk. We die, boom, you're in the ground, 7 days, you get deli and cookies in your house. And you know what to expect. We got structure. I really like that, appreciate that about being Jewish. And I realize that when I'm now kind of the only one, I'm the token where I am. And I realize how Jewish I am. Even my stomach is Jewish. I didn't realize that I was different. I thought everyone walks around with Gas-X, Tums, Rolaids, not so much where I work. So, I just have to give you a warning. If you have a pharmacy in your bag like I do, you better know what you have in there. Because the other day I had a stomach ache at work, and what I thought was a Zantac was a Xanax. And so, true story. So 30 minutes later, I still had a stomach ache, but I didn't give a shit. So it all worked out in the end. You know, like, so I highly recommend it. Maybe I should carry them more often. You know, speaking of stomachs, you know, people are really into these fad diets, and there's this one I've heard about. I don't subscribe to diets, and I know you don't want to hear a skinny bitch talk about that, but paleo, what is this? I mean, we're supposed to eat like cavemen, as if they knew the best way to eat. But didn't they live to be about 30? Is that what we're aiming for here? This paleo diet? And on the gluten-free, since when is wheat the enemy? It's been around for hundreds of years. Now everything is gluten-free, even things that weren't gluten-free. Bananas, now gluten-free. It's just a marketing tool. So I don't really go for that stuff. But I love Jews. I love being around my people. And you know, when I'm down in Miami in my job and I want to get around amongst my people, there's a restaurant I love to go to. And I bet you, all of you know this restaurant. In fact, I've probably seen you at this restaurant. And I want you to know this restaurant has recently changed its name. I'm talking about Aquilina. How many of you have been to Aquilina, right? All right, don't lie. You've been to Aquilina. It's okay. It's you can order, you know, fish or something that's not, you know, in case you're worried about saying that you went to a non-kosher restaurant tonight. But Aquilina, you know what? They changed their name. They did. It's EJW. They changed it to every Jew in Weston. You walk in any Saturday night, you can form 3 minions. I love it there. I love it there. So, you know, at work too, they sometimes say, "Oh, you remind me of Mrs. Maisel." Who doesn't love Mrs. Maisel? I love that show. My idol. But you know, I can't watch that show alone. You know, it's not that I can't laugh alone. It's not that I can't watch TV alone. It's I can't watch TV or turn on the TV if no one's home because I don't know how to use the clickers. I mean, between the 2 clickers and you got HDMI 1 and 2 and you have Netflix and Amazon and DVR, I really can't figure it out. So if my husband and daughter are not home, I'm not watching TV. I usually give up and read a book, right? And I'm telling you, technology, it just vexes me. At every turn. You know, you get on the computer, you gotta prove you're a human. You know, click on the pictures of cars. You know, so is it a bus? Is it a car? Is the bus a car? And then you get it wrong, it's so humiliating. And they give you bridges, and then, or else they give you hieroglyphics, and it's an I or a 1, and you're nervous, and they set you up to fail, and it's just so frustrating. And you know, it's just, we can't live without it though, really. And you know, the one thing we really can't live without, all of you must agree, because you're probably, if you don't even have it in your hand, you're nervous. It's the phone. It's the phone. You can't do anything without the phone. You know, you wake up, you want to know what you're doing that day, you look at the calendar app. How do you get where you're going? You look at the Waze app. And then, you know, you're bored, get to the Words with Friends app, right? And then you want to know if, you know, how much of a loser you are and how rich your friends are, so you go to the Facebook app, right? So, you know, that Facebook, I'll tell you, I have some pet peeves about Facebook. You know, people are taking pictures of their dinner and posting them, and everyone has to comment on it. Do you remember the good old days when you made dinner, you took a picture, you waited for the film, you took the pictures, you walked around to your neighbors, and you showed them your dinner? No. But you don't remember that. We didn't do it because no one gave a shit what you ate then. We still don't give a shit what you ate. Well, why is everyone doing that? I just don't understand. So, I'll tell you what. That is all for me. You've been a mental kite audience. I have to go down in Mauri's now.